Today marks 1 year since the Prime Minister asked us all to stay at home and we entered into the first national lockdown. So much has happened to us here at the Trust since then. So many different kinds of challenges that we have had to come together and face as a team, but also at home with our families and in our local communities. A very difficult time indeed. But here at the Trust, so much good has happened. So much wonderful care has been given to our local community and indeed to members of our own team. It fills me with deep pride, humility and admiration every time I think about it. Today, I want us all to be able to spend a few minutes of time in reflection, considering what has happened to us, some of it scary, and also some of the many, many achievements that we have come together and fulfilled.
So we've been tested, haven't we, over the past year? Tested in so many ways. Tested individually, tested collectively, tested as a trust, tested socially. But we've risen to the challenge. And I want to really commend you. I'm really proud of Team ASPH and the great way you have risen to this challenge. An unprecedented challenge. And we don't know. There may be further challenges ahead, but I'm sure we will tackle those. And I've been especially proud in the last few weeks of the vaccination hub. And wasn't it great to see the Secretary of State acknowledge that as well? Works like clockwork, and it's typical of us picking up an idea, sorting it out, and running something very effectively. So thank you to everybody involved in that as well. And I think the vaccination hub has helped raise morale as well while it's been running. So I'd just like to finish by saying a very big thank you. A thank you from me personally, but also a thank you from the board and from the Council of Governors for all that great work, for that dedication, for that flexibility, and for doing a superb job for our patients. Thank you.
So let's spend a few minutes now taking a walk through the many achievements and the trials and tribulations of Team ASPH during the last year. Early on, we relocated multiple wards, expanded intensive care unit capacity, and moved much of our face-to-face outpatient activity to the telephone and video appointments. Team ASPH quickly adapted to new ways of working and infection prevention and control practices, and hands, face, space is now a very familiar mantra, alongside with the requirements to conduct twice weekly lateral flow testing. Many of you have bravely continued to work from home remotely where it's possible or important for your well-being to do so. Ashford continues to be a really important part of the Trust as we have increasingly moved our elective activities to that site, and Ashford solidifies its position as our elective centre. We have worked with local independent partners, the BMI Runnymede and Nuffield Health Hospital Woking, to ensure that we could continue to provide elective operations and diagnostic testing and scans as we sought to minimise the risks of viral transmission and infection. Since the start of the pandemic, we have cared for and discharged over 1,600 COVID-19 patients. And very sadly, we have cared for over 450 patients, including members of our own team who have sadly succumbed to the virus. At the beginning of the pandemic, there were no known treatments and no vaccines. The future looked gloomy. But here at Ashford St Peters, we have contributed to the global and national learning as we have participated in a range of clinical research trials. and it is now fabulous to see our clinicians using a range of treatments successfully alongside the truly amazing vaccine deployment programme. Just 2 months ago, we opened our health and social care vaccination hub here in Chertsey House on St Peter's site, and since then we have given an incredible 10,000 vaccines to health and social care workers across Surrey, and we will continue to support the delivery of this life-saving vaccine to members of our local community.
I'm delighted that St Peter's Hospital Hub Vaccination Centre has now reopened and is vaccinating away right across people who live right across Runnymede. I'm incredibly grateful. It's been such a huge effort, this vaccination programme, and the team in the area have done an amazing job. Ben Spencer, your local MP, keeps me posted on progress, and we work together to iron out any wrinkles and glitches. This vaccination effort is difficult, it's hard, but we're making massive progress, and I'm grateful to you all.
Near the start of the pandemic, we were joined by former employees and volunteers from local partner organisations to help support us through the surge periods, and we've also been able to offer employment to furloughed colleagues from a range of local businesses, including the airline industry. The past 12 months have been extremely challenging, but each and every member of Team ASPH has worked so incredibly hard to allow us to continue to care for patients. Every single member of the team, from portering to housekeeping, catering, doctors, nurses, therapists, allied healthcare professionals, financing team, IT, estates. There's so many of you, too many to mention, but you're all really important and you've done an incredible job, and I'm really, really grateful and proud. As you know, sadly this year we were not able to hold our usual annual Staff Achievement Awards for obvious reasons, but we have held a socially distanced Team ASPH New Year's Honours Awards to recognise teams and individuals who really have exceeded expectations and gone above and beyond. And it was a real pleasure to spend the afternoon with those members of the team who truly represent the spirit that is Ashford St Peters. In the past year, we have achieved so much, and it's been tough. So it's been really important that we focus on the health and wellbeing offer made to all of you. Things like the new catering offer and facilities have made a big impact and been really welcomed. But we couldn't have done many of these things without the tremendous amount of support we have received over the last year from the local community. Donations of PPE, scrubs, food and treats, health and beauty products, many of which are now adorning the wellbeing wagon as Lawrence visits you all to bring you a little something to brighten up your day. We've received cards and messages from local school children and all sorts of amazing outreach of support from the community who are so appreciative of the work that you have all been doing, of the risks that you have inevitably been taking, and for the sacrifices that you have made over the last 12 months. So a huge thank you from me to everybody who has supported us here at the Trust, to the local businesses, the local schools, our local community, our volunteers, local churches and local charities. The support has been incredible and we are truly appreciative. Thank you. But of course, the biggest thanks of all go to you, Team ASPH. You have done an absolutely incredible job, and I'm so enormously proud of you all. It's true, it really does take a team. Team ASPH.